you have your own electricity, you have your own.
But you are talking from the perspective of the big boys. I'm talking on
no.
A poor man cannot have a borehole now.
They do. In Ewu, you would have you have to get water from somewhere. Is my point. My point is that they have ignored the government of the day, because they have no hope, no expectations that the government of the day is. So I tell people, if there are 200 million Nigerians, there are 200 million local governments. It's a new model, for good or for bad, that we have to figure out how to work within it. You understand? And there's a sad thing happening. If you don't have money, is the infrastructure. Money is the infrastructure. If you don't have money to make it through the day, you are screwed. So we have to come up with a system, I think, that takes all of this into effect. And it's not new necessarily to Africa. In the United States, for instance, where I have lived for over 40 years, they say all politics is local. You know, I live in a local government area, Montgomery County, and everything there is almost like what you would call an enterprise fund, meaning that everything we need to take care of that county comes from within. We pay, we get we charge people property taxes, and in return, we use it to fund schools, the police, roads, and so on and so forth. So if you leave Lagos, if you leave Abuja, and you begin to go to the hinterlands, you begin to see neglect. Total neglect. There is no government in Ewu, where I come from. There is zero government. If armed robbers come to you, you are screwed. Nobody's going to come for you. Nothing. So that's a problem, and we just have to find ways to force the conversation. I think personally, there's a coming trauma. I don't see Nigeria ending well. Nigeria is currently. I think I see trauma coming up. It could be war. It could be. It could just be chaos. Let me just put it this way: the day Nigerians figure out they can simply sack a police station and nothing will happen, it's over. So those are the kinds of things that I worry about. Technology. I mean, literally every Nigerian has a cell phone. You may not like the quality of the cell phone, but
so from your view, there's no hope. That's my last. There
will be and I've said this publicly. There is a coming trauma that will reset Nigeria culturally, materially, and so on and so forth. What the nature of that trauma will be, I have no idea. But people are quietly angry. And let me put it in perspective. The politicians of the First Republic, Okotie-Eboh and them, they were shot. They were shot for one thousandth of this. They were shot for. These people are just literally getting away with murder. They're killing in a democracy. They're killing Nigerians. They're doing all sorts of things, and they are still called statesmen all over the world. So we can't continue like this. It's my point. At some point there will be some major violence wreaked on that country, and things will just have to be reset. It's not going to be peaceful unless a transformational leader comes and says, "Hey guys, we can do this." And that was the whole idea of the pro-democracy movement, by the way, of which I was part in the 90s. In 1999, beginning with Obasanjo, they just came, just like the ANC in South Africa, they came and they became the oppressors. Today, Obasanjo is a statesman. He's an idiot. Nobody talks about him because compared to all these other folks, he looks like a statesman, but he's an idiot. He started us on this path, post Abacha, downhill. So there are a lot of conversations we need to have, but you can't, people are just not interested. They just want their little 20K, 10K, so they can move on to the next. And I don't blame them. They live there. They know what they have to put up with. But the bar is very low in Nigeria. I just don't understand why.
All right. Thank you, Pa Ikhide. And thank you, Dan. Let's go to Igbo basics.
Dr. Cyril Orji, I'm sure you remember this face.
Igbo basics.
Thank you, sir. Pa Ikhide.
Yeah.
It's good to see you here.
Thank you.
I have listened carefully to our conversations here, and the last statement Pa Ikhide made, I will jump right on that. There's a trauma coming in Nigeria. What shape it would be, we don't know. We are here for different reasons, but the same reason.
Yeah.
Somebody says, Dr. Cyril Orji said that we are forced out of Nigeria. I like to think it the other way, that we were dispersed like Oba, which when it shoots out, bah, it goes all over. But what Nigeria did not know was where the Easterners would be. To cut through it, when we talk about living through Biafra, and I experienced it. From 1965, 34 Tafawa Balewa Street, Jos, that's where I lived when I went to St. Teresa's Boys School, Jos. From there to Umuahia, from Umuahia to Ibere, and from Ibere to the bush. And through the...
Please take me out. I'm going to walk. Thank